Fighting against injustice across Connecticut, Melissa in the Morning checks in with the Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities on WICC 600.
And this morning we're chatting with Michael Roberts. Welcome back to the show, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So I have here in my notes that we're chatting about proposed legislation. It's a little vague, so I'm not sure exactly what you wanted to talk about, but I want to make sure we're on the same page. What's on your mind?
Yeah, we just wanted to kind of highlight some of the things that we're seeing in the legislative session this year. As you may know, the legislative session is in full swing, and so bills are being proposed and debated and discussed and revised. And there are a lot that touch on civil rights topics, and so we're very busy at the CHRO providing testimony and kind of tracking bills. And so we just wanted to highlight a couple that we have on our radar and that we're watching as they make their way through the session.
I'm curious if curious if any of the zoning ones are on there, like the beach access and the development near the train stations. Is that on your radar?
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely taking a look at those. There are several proposals about zoning as there were last year, and we'll see how those progress this year. And then definitely there's the beach access. There are some that deal with police accountability, and we're going to also be tracking some that may touch on our sexual harassment provisions. There was an interesting one that's gotten a lot of traction this year about the so-called pink tax, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but it's a practice that exists either implicitly or explicitly, where goods and services that are given to folks given to men and women are priced higher when they are provided to women. You know, things that it might be so simple as it's the pink version versus the blue version, or things that are labeled as feminine products, even though really you can get a non-feminine version that's pretty much exactly the same. They often are priced noticeably higher than the versions that are. It's
called a pink tax, like pink the color.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I've never heard of that.
That's the kind of the unofficial moniker for it, because that's essentially how it plays out. You know, something as simple as having a pink version is priced higher, and it's ridiculous, especially if you combine that with the fact that women tend to make less on the dollar for work than men, but the goods that are being marketed to them are priced higher. It's really kind of an untenable situation, and one that's gone on for a long time.
Michael, what kind of goods? Just so I can understand. I mean, are you talking about like a men's sweater versus a women's sweater? Or are you talking about medication that's for women? Like, for example, like when we're dealing with that time of the month, you know, there are certain medications that we would take. I mean, what do you mean by, like, I've never heard of this pink tax thing. This is outrageous. if I've got it correct.
It's a lot, actually. And so, now that you know about it, if you start looking around, it's everything from clothing, you know, from like you said, sweaters to, pens, scooters, razors. You know, I mean, it's pretty much the same razors that are marketed to men versus those that are marketed to women, priced differently. So there's a bill that would prohibit that, and potentially we'll see how it shakes out, create some kind of penalty or fine if you're found to have engaged in that kind of practice.
My mind is blown. So you mean to? I just think this is crazy. So now I'm going to go to, like, anytime I go to a pharmacy, I'm never buying a woman's, razor again. I'm just going to buy a men's razor. I'm done. Are you kidding me? This is a thing? I've never heard of this ever. I mean, we already got, the whole...
on the one hand, sorry to kind of burst the bubble, but on the other hand, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for the goods that are out there, and take a look at the price. From such an early age, we're kind of ingrained to kind of look towards the products that are really marketed towards us. The colors, especially blue and pink, are really kind of given a real emphasis in terms of this is for you, depending on kind of who you are. Although that's fortunately changing, in more recent years. But I mean, it's still, if you look at the products that are kind of color coded that way, and that's where the name of the practice comes from, the pink tax. And so we're hoping that will make its way through the legislature and help kind of eliminate that kind of gender-based pricing. Senator Derek Slapp has been a real champion for this session, although it's something that has been making waves across the country, and we're hopeful will really generate some productive action.
Okay, so for example, like I'm seeing here a picture that's on NBC Connecticut, and it's got Degree deodorant, for example, a twin pack of men's versus a twin pack of women's. I mean, how has this tax existed for as long as it has? Like, how has that even existed? Is it Degree saying, oh, we need more, we need more to put into a female's deodorant? Like, I'm so confused how this could have even existed, and how long has there been a pink tax? This is nuts. This is crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how far back it goes, but it's pretty incredible. I mean, everything from, if you search on Google for pink tax, you will be amazed at the things that come up. Everything from from laxatives to all kinds of products, earplugs. What is it? It's a rubber earplug, right? What is the difference between the pink version and the blue version other than $1?
I cannot even. You're blowing really my mind, Michael. First of all, for all the people who always will say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you wear your husband's deodorant." Now I don't feel bad because I saved on taxes. I cannot believe this. I can't believe this is a thing. Now, is this something nationwide? I would imagine this is something nationwide.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's something that's generating a lot of discussion nationwide as well.
Well, I'm thinking, even if we eliminated it here in Connecticut, God forbid you go on vacation to Florida or you go to even New York for the weekend, the tax is still there. So it's like, oh, man, that's just...
Yes, stock up in advance.
Oh, my gosh. I can't even believe... Wow. That's nuts. I can't even... All right. Well, I learned something. See, this is why I love having this segment on this show, is I learn something every week. Good gosh. The pink tax. Who knew? Yeah. Michael, you just blew my mind. Somewhat not in a good way, but also in a very educational way. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully in a few months we'll be able to report back that it's been tackled and outlawed. But stay tuned.
Jeez, I hope so. All right, Michael. Thank you so much. Appreciate having you on the show this morning.